Hello, my friends. Welcome to another episode of Deep True Crime. I'm Manny Rodriguez. In today's episode, I want to share with you some of the top true crime stories that are in the news. Things that are ongoing, just happened, just been convicted, anything around those lines. Here's my main purpose. My purpose is to keep you educated on the things you must be aware of, be on the lookout of, because here's the truth. This has been a corrupt world before any of us were born. The more alert we can be, the better prepared we can be. Granted, things can still happen, but we want to try to be alert, right? We want to try to be careful for what's happening around us. That's the whole purpose of Deep True Crime, where we explore the different cases that are either ongoing or have been solved, and I dive deep into what happened. But in this particular episode, we keep you updated on top true crime stories now. I'm Manny Rodriguez. If that sounds like something that you are interested in continuing to follow, please smash that subscribe button, hit that like button as well, and click on that notification bell. That way you get notified whenever I upload content, or in this particular case, whenever I go live. Thank you for joining me today. I'll be back in 10 seconds. Don't go anywhere. Thank you. If you're watching the replay, thank you. Hope you're having an amazing day. Let's go ahead and dive into it, my friends. And so, the next one I want to share with you is another sad domestic violence. Except in this case, this goes to show that sometimes you get convicted of murder, you actually see the daylight again. So this guy here, he is charged with murdering his ex-girlfriend, and he was already in prison for killing his ex-girlfriend. I know, how crazy is that? And so a North Carolina man is charged with murdering his ex-girlfriend, and he already did time for killing an ex-girlfriend. And so Charles Combs on the left, LaPorscha Baldwin on the right of this image. And you can see her there with her baby girl. So another child lost their parent because of someone's freaking rage. Someone who cannot control themselves. I mean, this stuff is sickening. This domestic violence, the more I report on this stuff, the more it's like, how do people bring themselves to do this? I can't answer that. Only God can answer that. And truth is, when you think about the Cain and Abel story, how that happened in the beginning of time where, brother kills brother. It's never stopped. And so here we have a North Carolina man who had spent 12 years in prison for murdering his then girlfriend in 2004. Now he's facing murder charges in the death of another woman, his ex-girlfriend. That's blown away. And so the body of LaPorscha Chantel Baldwin, she was found in South Carolina on Thursday. This is according to authorities. And the ex-boyfriend, Charles Combs, is accused of killing her. He is accused of killing her. And, this is the type of stuff you don't want to... this stuff should be prevented. I think all of these killings could be prevented, but I'm not in these people's shoes. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to share. I'm trying to help people be aware of what people are capable of. And so, Baldwin, LaPorscha, she was last seen by family members on October 10th. That's 9 days ago. And so that's where it's pretty sad on this. This pretty sad. And so, she meets up with her family in a parking lot. She kissed her 18-month-old daughter and said, "I love you." And she was headed to work. Only to never return. She never called to check on her daughter. And that's when they knew something was wrong. That's when her mother knew something was not right about this. Why hasn't she checked on her daughter? Why hasn't she called in? And so on October 10th, Baldwin's car was found. And Baldwin's car was found, the tires were slashed, and there was possible blood that was found on the steering wheel, the dashboard, and cup holder. And investigators also did find women's clothing and duct tape inside as well. They did find Baldwin's phone, and they discovered that after she left the church, she had a conversation with Combs, the ex-boyfriend. And so now Combs is now charged. And so Baldwin had broken up with Combs about 3 weeks before this time. And so according to court records, Combs was distraught about this breakup. He was distraught. And he told a friend about her, and he said he would kill himself if he could not be with her. Okay? Need a little more than that to actually get the conviction is my guess. But the details apparently are so similar to the first ex-girlfriend's killing. And so the first ex-girlfriend, he was convicted of second-degree murder in Charlotte in 2007, in Charlotte, North Carolina. And that's when he spent 12 years in prison for the 2004 death. And so now he is in trouble again. Now, you know, he does have prior record. He was arrested in 2020 for driving without a license. And so, you know, a lot of people are in pain over this whole thing. You know, the 18-month-old daughter, that, I mean, now she's gonna grow up without a mother. Now, like, I don't understand how. And I'm glad I'm able to report on this, because I could tell you this is really hard stuff. I'm surprised I'm not just bawling out on this, because this is some sad stuff overall. You just wish it never happens. Unfortunately, it happened. Unfortunately, it definitely happened. And we wish it didn't happen.